Hey guys, how's it going? This is Peter Liu, and I'm back here presenting another TITAN7 wheel for you guys. Today I have the T-S5. So right now it's 2018, they've released two models, and with this is the T-S5 model. So the T-S5 model right away, you can see it has a very iconic racing shape. You know, it looks like what we would see on like a Le Mans car or a GT3 car. Has these really thin spokes, really nice, and it's a 5-spoke split design. So what that means is we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spokes that split out into 10 spokes. So many wheels have this 5-spoke, 10-spoke split design, but a couple features of the TITAN7 one makes it look pretty nice. One thing I like is it has this reinforced bars here, so we'll get into that a bit later, but it gives this wheel some pretty good depth. Another thing is they have some pretty deep cutting here. So when they did this deep cutting down here, it goes all the way in to shave weight and it comes all the way back out. But right in here, it recedes in to where your lug nuts would be. So you have good access to your lug nuts, and when you're putting in any size of lug nuts, it's gonna get you some good spacing in there. Also, what makes the wheel really pop is that when it has this cutting here and this deep cutting, it gives it a texture, and that texture carries out to the edge. So the edge has this little bit cut in here, but then it has this lip that runs all the way around. So you get like kind of some more different textures on the end. And overall the wheel, it looks really cool. It kind of like organic transformery. So I really like it. It looks like it's a really like all business wheel, really thin spokes, really good performance. And because of these thin spokes, it's a forged wheel, then you can trust it. So the T-S5 comes in 2 colors and multiple sizes. This first color here I have is satin titanium. It's your iconic kind of matte graphite racing color. You know, a lot of racing performance cars like to stick to this color. Looks really good in photos. Brake dust doesn't show up as well. And the finish here is really good. You know, I like the sheen. It's got a very heavy metallic. It looks like kind of like more transformery. The second color they have is machine black. So I have machine black here. I'm just gonna pick it up to show you guys. It's got kind of like a satin finish. Pretty good, nice deep black color, but the glossiness of the black really helps to show off the features of the wheels, like all those cuts I've been discussing. So there's a black one. And it's sizing. So this one here, this one's 18 by 10.5. This one's pretty wide. The one here, this one's 18 by 9.5. So you can see the concavity is a bit different. And the sizing goes anywhere from a 17-inch to a 19-inch. And the width, it goes anywhere from a 9-inch wide up to 10.5-inch wide rim. So quite a lot of availability of applications, but TITAN7 is a wheel-specific company that's made just for specific cars. And with that, we'll just move on to a couple more topics to discuss that. So now we're gonna dive deep into the wheel to really see what TITAN7 really brings to the playing field with this specific wheel. The first thing we're gonna talk about is the rim edge. So the rim edge is on the edge here. There's a little bit of machine cutting. So here they have forged TITAN7, the logo, and here they have T-S5. Also here you'll notice they have JWL, VIA, and those are certifications that, you know, really good industry wheels use, and a certification that has gone through the load testing, the strength testing is required to get this wheel certified for the road. And these little details and these enforcement really assesses to the quality of what TITAN7 is all about. So the second thing I want to turn your guys' attention to is the side of the wheel. So when you look at the side of the wheel and we look in the barrel, you'll see that TITAN7 has used some of the best features available in today's wheels to really get the performance out of it for the driver. The first thing they utilize is a very thick rim flange on the outside. So here it's got a really beefed up thick rim flange on this side and in the back. And both of those, even though they can't shave a ton of weight off there, the positive reinforcement you get from the tire being against the rim in a high performance environment is vital. So with this thick rim flange, it allows the tire to not move on there as much and really communicate up to the driver. The second thing is, in our modern day world, cars are putting out a ton of horsepower. They're putting down a lot of heavy tire compound. You know, it's really tight, putting down tons of torque, and the tire could slip on the rim. So what they have here is this tire knurling. So it's getting really popular in the wheel industry now, but you can tell that there's some advanced tooling that's needed to really provide this feature to keep that tire on the rim. So they have this really nice cut tire knurling to keep that tire on there, right where it beads. And something that's really special to TITAN7 that I don't see in a lot of other wheel manufacturers is this inner rim flange. So inner rim flange, most people think it means the inside here, but it's actually in the barrel where you can't see it once the tire is mounted. If you look on the side here, you'll see that right beside this tire knurling here, there's this flange here, and on the back here, there's another flange here. That's the inner tire flange, and that holds the tire right up against that bead. So normally when you're on the corner and this is the outside of the wheel, and you're turning right, then all your force is gonna be exerted here. The outside of the tire is gonna try and move in. So normally you're relying on here to hold it in. But now you have this other little flange that keeps that tire right up against the rim. So with these 3 different advancements in the rim's barrel, it really gives you improved tire contact and really gives you improved driver feedback. When you talk about a performance wheel, one of the main characteristics that really matters the most is lightness. So TITAN7 has utilized quite a few new innovations to reduce the weight of the wheel. And one of the innovations they've introduced is rigid spoke tracer. And the rigid spoke tracer is something that they add to the rim spoke to reduce the weight by making strength in certain areas where you can cut more weight. So on the T-S5, what happens is the rigid spokes are right here and on the edge in here. So they beef those areas up, but what happens when they beef the areas up is right in the back, they were able to shave a whole bunch of weight off here. Also with here, they can cut a whole bunch of weight here. When I look at the side, you can see this machine, and that's a lot of weight savings there. Also, you can see with the spokes design, there's a little bit of step cutting in here. This allows for a little bit of brake clearance, but also more weight savings. And also in these holes, because of this rigid spoke tracer here, they can cut the weight down flat into here. So that's on the face. Now I'm going to turn your attention to the back, and the hub is also another area where you can save a ton of weight. So in the back of this hub, you can see it's so gorgeous. It's all machined, it's all raw here, and they've done everything they could to cut the weight. You can see right here, this is where the lug holes are. So they have this deep pocket here. Some companies, they put that deep pocket in there, just in case you're running spacers or, you know, the extended lugs, plus the spacer, sometimes it pokes through when you're trying to change either a bolt pattern or increasing it to move the wheel out with something. But what they've done is they pushed it even further. They've cut way more weight off it. It cuts almost like about as much as I can see here. They still have a good contact here for the hub, but there's a ton of weight cutting here. And you can also see here with the profile of the rim, there's so much weight cut off here. So definitely with the forging technology they used, they're able to utilize more weight savings because of increased strength of the wheel. An extremely important factor in a performance wheel is definitely brake clearance. So you know, you're running on a track, you need your high performance braking, you need a lot of good brake clearance, and TITAN7 definitely needs to deliver on this so it fits all applications of all cars that run heavily on a track for all sizes. So TITAN7 has enforced some very specific metrics to make sure this brake clearance is done properly. Right away, you'll notice the spoke is really moved really far out to the front, right on this end. So here, it's got this cutting deep in the back here, and this for maximum brake clearance, and it's curved all the way here as well. So most people think, okay, well, my offset's good and the shape of the face is good, so that gives me really good brake clearance. There's another factor that a lot of people are forgetting. In a modern day world with the brake rotors being so big and the calipers coming out so far, the inside of the rim also needs to allow for that. So the inside of the barrel needs to be able to be pushed out more into the tire, but when you start doing that, you start running into structural risk. But TITAN7 has done everything they could in their forged wheel to make sure that this risk is minimized or non-existent. So right when I turn the wheel to the side, you'll see what I mean by rim profile. So the barrel profile, it has this deep cut down here, which is to enforce the strength, but you can see that it bends right back up and it keeps going back here. So on the back here, this allows for your insane brake rotor clearance. So if you have some big brake rotors, you're gonna be able to clear it right at this point onwards. And the front, the strength of the face where it lays, that's gonna give you the performance rigidity you need. So you have the rigid performance of the face, but you also have good brake clearance. And that's the priority of TITAN7 because it's a performance oriented wheel. Okay, last thing we gotta do, we gotta put these bad boys on a scale because that's what we do at the Real Wheel Deal, right? So this one here, 18 by 10.5 plus 25 offset. This is a really good wheel for, you know, a wide body car, something going on time attack. So I got on here, that says 19.4 pounds. So 19.4 pounds, less than 20 pounds, 18 by 10.5 wide. There's definitely a time attack wheel contender. And of course I gotta weigh off my favorite size, 18 by 9.5. It's my favorite size because it's what fits on WRX, EvoX, FRS. And this one is 18 by 9.5 plus 45. So not as much concavity. And this guy comes at 18.4 pounds. So that's pretty light, 18.4 pounds, 18 by 9.5. That's in line with other of the top forging wheel companies in the world. And that's really impressive weight savings for a wheel in this price bracket. Okay, so we've done everything. We've gone over the specs. We've weighed it off, you know all the technology, you know what TITAN7 brings to the board for the T-S5, 6061 aluminum, fully forged wheel, motto, forged for all, definitely in the price range for affordable car enthusiasts. And if you guys have any other questions, just comment below, hit subscribe, also follow my friend Flying Penguin who helped me make and produce this video, and keep watching, bringing you more TITAN7 products, new materials TITAN7 is using, or any other wheel videos, any other wheel questions, just let me know, okay? Thanks for watching, guys.